Hello, David Paul here. What am I doing? Well, I'm at my girlfriend's house, and where I'm staying at the moment for an undetermined time. Sometime in January I'll be going back to work. But I want to update you on what I'm doing at the minute and give some advice to some people about laying concrete floors. I'm laying a concrete floor in the tropics on my own, so that's challenging as it is. And I don't know if I have less energy at my age or what. I have no idea. I don't seem to. But if you're doing something on your own, you don't want to exhaust yourself and take on a task which is too big. So what you do is you break things down, break tasks down into small pieces. So what I've got here is a concrete strip that I laid last night, and it's almost perfect, the surface. And there's a reason for that. So the way I laid it is varying light levels in here, it's difficult to do. I have two angle bars, one either side, and they form a sort of railway line. Okay. Now you place the railway line like so, and then you fill it in the middle with your concrete. Now in the Philippines here, they give you sand, what they call sand. It's actually very gritty, and they filter it for some reason. I don't know why, because it's actually ideal for this kind of job, and I didn't filter it. You just leave it as it is. You sieve it, and you don't need to do that. I have no idea why they keep doing that. So anyway, this gritty, gravelly, sandy material, I was told mix it 4-to-1. I personally think you could push it to 5-to-1, but I'm doing it 4-to-1. I'm making a very strong mix. To hell with it. It's not that expensive. So I'm doing 4-to-1, and you lay it between here. All you have to do is just bring it in by the bucket load and just tip it in between the railway lines. Okay, then you roughly get it in place. Then you use a hand trowel to move it around, fill it all. Then use your plasterer's float, which is here, to level it. Go back and forwards, back and forwards. You know, you can do this all day long. It's going to take about 8 hours to set, so your working time is enormous. Okay, so having done that, you'll see that the very first one is absolutely perfect, and this one isn't such high quality. It's desirable to do it level, but not actually perfect. And there's a reason for that, and the reason is because I'm going to lay tiles on top of this. And if you do a perfect job like that one, I was just showing off last night to show that I could do it. If you do it perfect, the adhesion is not so good as if you make it like a little bit gritty looking like that. So I'm going to leave it like that, and that's the standard of workmanship I'm working at the moment. But the average height is all level. So when I come to put the tiles down, they'll grip on nicely, because the feature I'm seeing in the Philippines is a lot of people lay tiles in the lift. They don't adhere properly, and I think I know why they're doing that. They're just slapping on the adhesive and flinging it down. I don't do that. I put the adhesive on the floor, and I put it on the tile itself. I skim the tile so that the tile is kind of wetted. I notice a lot of things on the internet where they glue things and they just put a squirt of glue on and slap them together. Well, what are you getting? You're getting a low adhesion surface there. Cover the damn work piece with adhesive or whatever it is you're trying to adhere. Cover the entire surface with adhesive. But do they help? I mean, I hope that... This is why I do things myself, you know. I hate the standard of workmanship. I don't know the quality that people are working to. Okay, so the idea is we lay that. This is going directly onto solid earth here, because they ran out of money to continue the concreting. If you see that concrete there, it's not as flat as this because they haven't taken so much care. But don't stand on it. Don't stand on it. Alis ka na sa ibang lugar. Got to keep the kids off this. If they kick this, they knock the whole damn thing out of the key, and then I will have to re-level it. Anyway, it's quite heavy. It's unlikely that a child will kick it out of the way. So anyway, where was I? So you lay that. I'm laying it onto the mud surface. This mud has been trodden on so much that it's almost like stone. And what you don't want to do is lift it and make it, you know, and get down to softer material or whatever. You actually want it consolidated like that. So the best thing to do is leave the damn thing alone. Now, people were getting a bit harassed at the shops yesterday, because I know what's coming in the comments section. They're getting a bit harassed in the shops and they wanted to get away and so on, and I wasn't being given enough time to think this through. But what should be underneath this is a DPC, a damp-proof membrane. Nobody in the Philippines lays damp-proof membranes, they just shove it down. It's not a good practice, but I figure that I will get away with it. And you'll certainly get a better lie of the concrete if it's lying directly onto the contours of the earth. So I'm chancing it, and I'm doing is I'm putting it in without the DPC, without the damp-proof course. Okay, so big deal, Mr. Newton. You've laid one strip of concrete. What are you going to do? Like one strip and then another strip and another? No, I'm not doing that. So what I got to do now is, well, first of all, a comment on how I laid this. I used a cheap laser level to level this thing, which is here. This is the thing. And these things are a total godsend. You can go like 50 feet in either direction and find the level of something, you know, so that, you know, you could build tree houses with it and all kinds of things you can do with these. So let's put it on the ground there and I'll show you how I'm working. So you can only see a dot on, vaguely you can see a vertical line. There are horizontal lines which go with this on the wall, but it's a bit too bright when I'm filming now. But basically you trim the top of the railway line to get it all level. So this entire strip of floor here is all at the same level. It's perfect. Okay. So now you do the other, after this is set, which is going to take about 8 hours for this to set. I think if I get a bit closer you can see the, no, you can't see the horror. There's the horizontals there. So it gives you horizontals to work to. Okay. Somebody just tried to call me there and it completely distracted me. So the next thing is, on the other side, we put another line in there. And that makes that level side level. So you've now got two giant railway lines, and remove the railway lines that you got here. Then all you have to do is move this table back and then start laying the concrete this way, venturing backwards, 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 till you get to the point where you're at the kitchen door there and you must not go any further. Why is that? Because people can't walk anywhere, they can't get anywhere because you've blocked them in. So you let this concrete here go off, and that now provides them with a pathway where they can walk round and they navigate the house. Then you do this side here, fill all this side in. I'm going to have to put another railway line type concrete strip in there to make sure that is level. Why, if I'm going to tile it, why is it absolutely necessary to get everything level? Well, the reason is there's a material that's called self-leveling self-leveling compound. Basically, it's like a liquid, you know, and you just throw it down on the floor, trowel it out, and it levels itself, and it allows you to tile on top because it's leveled the floor for you. Okay, well that's great. So, oh wow, you can just self-level the floor and have a lovely level floor. You don't need to worry about any of this. Well, yes you do, because the damn stuff is really expensive. So if you can arrive at a situation where you don't actually need the self-leveling compound because you've done such a good job of laying your floor that you can just tile straight on top of it, you've scored, man, and you've saved a wagon load of money. So I'll update you on the developments on this floor as to how it goes over the days, and hopefully it'll end up a beautiful floor. I'm into this as a learning experience because okay baby, salamat. Thank you baby. Lovely girl. Lovely girl. Sige na. Okay. Where was I? This appearance. There's a tile and it's called a Saltillo tile. And for years I've wanted tiles like this in my house, but they cost an arm and a leg. So what do? Well, what you can do is you can use concrete, which you put dye in it, or pigment rather. I think we call it stained if you put pigment in. So you put the pigment in. Now when the guys make these tiles, what they do is they basically have a structure like this, but they're squares, and they will put the mud in, and then they'll take it and they'll place it in the yard to dry, and then they'll fire it later and so on. This goes on. Well, a cheat you can do is to get concrete and you add ferric oxide, the red dye. You call it red, but it's more of an orangey brown colour. You add that to the cement and it gives it this earthen tone. And you can do this railway line technique, and then you can put markers in to create the impression that they're individual tiles. And so what you're doing is you're creating a surface that looks like Saltillo tiles. And the way to do it, the trick is not to be too good. You have to be, this here is imperfect. It's not like glass. And as they brag at Saltillo tile, it's the world's most imperfect, perfect tile. It's got that hand look. So what you do is you do your Saltillo tile like that, but with this hand troweled look, until you're satisfied with it, and then put your markers in, let it set, move on. So why do I want to do this? Because this is the methodology I'm going to employ in my house in Portugal, and that is a killer because I'm working in 40 degrees of heat, you know, 40 centigrade. And in a day I could probably lay a line of this, you know, and then another day and another day and another day. But if you think about it, at the end of the week I'm going to get like 7 feet of work done. That's enough to set up camp and start living in it. And so, you know, now you've got a living space. Because, I mean, as rough as life is in certain places, my God, life is rough in Portugal, the way my house is at the minute. And that's it. Tahimika. And that's that. So, no more for now. Jesus be with you.